Every year in early October, the great and the near great of kite flying from around the world gather together for the annual convention of the American Kitefliers Association. This year's convention, held in Washington, D.C., marks the 10th anniversary celebration of the group, and as always, the variety of both kites and kite flyers is almost indescribable. But we'll try. Traditionally, kiting has been a sport of pure exhibition rather than competition, although in recent years, two-line stunt flying has become a very competitive event. So we've included as much stunt footage as we possibly could in this year's videotape. Other specialties include line climbers and the people that fly them. Some people are into bubbles. Others are into giant sky candy and wind socks. Some are bent on creating a new form of stunt flying. Some fly trains of kites, that is. And yet others come out just to see and be seen. Even stunt flying has its specialties, and Stan gave us an excellent demonstration of the form of stunt flying that requires the pilot to perform a precise set of predetermined maneuvers, and his accuracy in performing them determines his score. One of the hot new developments in kiting is the dimensional kites, like this Braswell Star, that are able to tumble in the wind because of their lift characteristics when the line is slackened. Of course, this ability has won the Braswell Star several awards in the last couple of years. Another award-winning design was Angela Dittmar's new fluted sled, which, as you can see, is almost two sleds in one.
Like this my carousel kite.
You're Bevan Brown, right?
That's right.
And this is the famous carousel kite we've heard so much about?
This is the famous carousel kite. This one folds.
This one looks a little different. Do you have more than one?
I've made about four. This one folds for carrying at each of those joints, so it folds down and then under the bottom, so I can carry it around in a relatively small box.
Fantastic. So it makes its own box too, huh?
Makes its own box. The animals are cut out of styrofoam and then carved with a soldering iron with a wire to round them off and to sculpt them. It has a pinwheel at the top to make it turn.
I hope we get a shot of her flying today.
Well, I think we'll get a little bit of breeze today, and we'll see it fly.
Thank you, Bevan.
The Delta is a kite that's been around for a while, but it still seems to inspire people's imaginations, and there's no end in sight of the gorgeous designs and variations on the Delta that you see at convention.
My name is Charlie Sodich. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. This is a 3-inch Eddie kite with a transfer of the Santa Maria on it. Columbus's ship in honor of Columbus Day Monday. It's a very light wind kite. It'll fly at a speed of less than 1 mile an hour wind.
You want to launch it for us?
Sure. Just have to unreel a little line and...
I like that heavy-duty reel.
Right. Made out of styrofoam from a butcher's meat rack. Oops. This is ideal weather for this type of kite outdoors. Normally, I'd fly the kite indoors.
My name is Lalonde.
And Alain, hello?
And you're from where?
I'm from Repentigny, Quebec, in Canada.
It's a 15 miles from Montreal.
From Montreal.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, can I get the two of you to try to launch it?
Yes, sure.
My name's Jim Peabody from Chicago, and this kite was drawn by Gary Larson of the Far Side, and my friend Ray Mary, who invented the Flexifoils, made it for me for a birthday present this year. So
I
it was
imagine
quite
that'll
a surprise.
I imagine that'll be a hot item this year, since I know that the cartoon of Gary Larson's is circulated real freely amongst the kite community.
Quite a bit, yes. I think so.
I'm from Valleyfield, Quebec.
And your name?
My name is Lucien Gibault.
Lucien Gibault.
Quebec,
And this is your
Canada.
lovely assistant here, huh?
That's my wife, Marianne. Marianne,
Marianne.
yes.
This is the kite we saw flying yesterday, which is, I guess it's a combination of a scoop and a parafoil and a flexiform
Yes.
and a Hewitt flex or whatever it is, and all those things,
I
right?
call it snake.
Snake, good.
Bill Sontag from Evansville, Indiana. My wife and I like to travel in the summertime, and we go to England quite often, and it's hard to explain just where Evansville is. So we have Evansville down in the corner. Indianapolis Speedway, which everybody knows about, is in the middle of the state. Everyone knows Chicago up here in the corner. And down on the other side is Louisville, where the horse races are and where the Queen buys horses.
So you always have your map with you.
This is a travel map kite.
Another fairly recent development in stunt flying is the stunt ballet, where the flyer picks a piece of music and then develops a free-form performance keyed to the music.
Craig Christensen,
From where?
Lakeville, Minnesota. That's a suburb of Minneapolis.
Where'd you get this giant roller?
I got that from Reza. Omega Kite. It's what's called a super colossal. It's his biggest roller right now.
I'm Robert Loera, Kite Fantasy, and now I'm living in Lahaina, Maui. But formerly of San Diego, back down there by the Nationals. Just out here having a great time today.
Is this your parafoil at the top?
Yes, sir. I'm the proud owner of that baby. I just picked it up at the Long Beach Kite Festival a couple weeks ago. My friend Art Ross from Canada whipped that baby up for me.
Oh, it is an Art Ross.
Got a Aloha with a rainbow, palm trees, and diamond head on it.
And the long tube,
And the
wind
tube,
sock.
picked that up from my favorite friend Doug Hagman, also when I was up in Long Beach, actually for a couple years back ago. I love that Long Beach Festival.
It's already gone.
Ready?
Ready?
Yep. There it goes. Got it.
Very good.
Lori Milroy.
Dave Milroy. From where?
Lenore City, Tennessee.
How long have you been here?
How long have you been married? 11 years.
You do a lot of messages.
Yeah, those are my favorites.
You gonna do that one now?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Let her rip.
In addition to their own beautiful handmade line climbers, or messengers as they're called, the Melroys brought along an exquisitely crafted line climber from a 19th century gunsmith that's supposed to fire a blank when it reaches the stop at the top, but it kept going off before they could even launch it. When the wind is really strong, the kite flies at such a high angle and the wind pushes so hard against the face of the messenger that they sometimes fold up before they ever get to the stop. Just in case you missed that. Mix McGraw and his partner Ray Wong came out from the San Francisco Bay Area to compete in both the stunt competition and in the team stunt competition.
Oh, my name is Sky Morrison. I'm from Toronto. I live in Philadelphia right now, and it's dyed silk.
It's dyed silk.
Silk, and the silk's from China, and the dyes are from Germany, and I made it about 2 years ago.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I hope we get to see it fly today, and we'll put that
Well, I hope there's some more wind.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm supposed to turn it around.
Okay, thank you, Sky.
Okay, bye.
St. Louis Kite Works, Dick Stoke. We make hot air balloon shaped kites. This one's about 15 feet, with including the tail. It requires about a 15-mile-an-hour wind.
What kind of construction time went into that thing?
About a week. I'm
Fantastic.
using PVC pipe for the main spar.
And ripstop?
And ripstop, right.
All right.
My name is Scott Spencer. This is Eric Curtis. We both make facet kites.
Where are you from, Scott?
I am from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Curtis is from Canada.
Yeah, from St. Thomas, Ontario.
It's pieces of nylon sewn together. I use 169 separate pieces of nylon to achieve a blending effect.
Yeah, ours are colored quite differently. We start out with a white ripstop nylon, and the colors are dyes that are screen printed onto the nylon and then set. So the pieces are a single solid piece, but the colors are applied by printing them. And then once the dye is set, the color is as fast as it is on the commercial fabric.
Alan Nagao, who lives in Hawaii and obviously has had plenty of practice with the famous Hawaiian trade winds, was our next stunt flyer. He's using 3 different sizes of the Dynakite flown in train. East Coast Black Ships Kite Club flew this monstrous bird type of Delta kite. They call it the Concorde. It happened to be the Japanese team was flying right in the same area, and it was interesting to watch the tiny insect-like kites from Japan darting around this monstrous bird. Of course, Satoshi Hashimoto's famous bee kites were the most insect-like kites, especially with their little microfilm hummers.
Everybody up in the air. Going along, minding my own business.
This year, Adrian Kahn brought 2 of his famous monster kites, one with long wings and an unfinished tail, and one with short wings, both of them based on the Peter Lynn Tri-D box. An excellent performance in the dual line ballet category was turned in by this Hawaiian variant with a very long tail. And as you can see, the long tail adds interest to the flight, you can not only see where the kite's going, but you can see where it's been. As I said, Adrian Kahn brought 2 of his giant kites this year. This was the short-winged version, and as I said, it's also based on the Peter Lynn Tri-D box. And this one has his famous lantern tail. And he told us in an earlier interview that the lantern tail takes, I believe, 12 pieces of fabric for each of the balloons.
And you are?
Sue Taft.
From where?
Erie, Pennsylvania.
And what is this kite called?
This is called a Spectrum dart. It was kind of a modified dart. Lee Sedgwick took a dart and cut out the bottom a little bit of it and made a little swallowtail, and we put the support spars in. Helps it fly a little bit better.
And these are custom models with the fancy work in the middle?
These are ones that I have made, yes.
And are you going to fly them for us sometime soon here?
Yes, I'm going to either fly one man in the black tuxedo or 2 of these pink and purple ones.
All right.
Okay?
We'll watch for you. Thanks,
Okay, bye-bye.
Along with his amazing ephemeral bubble machine, Felix Cartagena brought along his friend Bozo to the festival this year. And on Saturday, he staged the mystery event, and without telling them what for, he asked for 400 volunteer bozos. And of course, since kiters are notorious good sports, he easily gathered together 400 volunteers to help him out with the mystery event. And meanwhile, they were also demonstrating the bubble thing and its gigantic bubbles. After the amazing bubble event, some people flew kites even in the light winds that there were, and some, like this ship kite, were able to take advantage of the light winds and fly very well. They also had the People's Choice judging going on at that time, and although a rhomboid box kite is not noted for being able to fly in a very light wind, this kite from the imagination of Lucien Gibault flew very well for a short period of time, and most everyone there thought that the kite was attractive, and some even thought it was downright cute. Unfortunately, not all of the attendees thought so. A few thought it was downright ominous.
My name's Romeo Collado. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. This one's called Moon Palm. It's a custom piece I made. Took me about a month to make.
Say its name again?
It's called Moon Palm.
Moon Palm.
Moon Palm.
I like it.
And palm, yeah.
Well, I'm Paul Gregg. This is my wife Ellen, my daughter Teresa.
Where are you from?
And we're from Goldsboro, Maryland.
What the heck is that?
Well, this is a 36 cell box kite. It's 9.5 feet high and 27 feet wide.
Your home construction?
Yes.
How long did it take you?
I got about 80 hours in building it.
Well, that's not bad. And we will get to see it fly today, I hope?
If we get enough wind, it will fly today.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, what I'm doing here, I'm trying to compete, but basically I'm here really to promote what I think is a new category, and that of free exercise with the kite. When there is a category to where you can judge both kite and flyer together, I do really believe that you start getting into more of the aesthetics type of areas in kiting. You can really find a good art form, fluidity and difficulty. So an expression of art form, that's all it is.
Do you think by next year we might have a category for it?
I'm pushing for it.
Good.
I'm really pushing for it, and I think so. The response has been really positive, and I know other flyers are interested in doing this. They appreciate it.
Due to the lack of winds, Lee Sedgwick, who's another stunner that's gained a lot of notoriety lately with his popular Lady in Red routine, was unable to perform it for us. In that routine, he has a hook in the ground so that he's able to be at the same end of the field as his kite, and he's reportedly even able to get it to come down and kiss him on the cheek. Instead, he was able to fly this giant orange reserve chute with a dual line rig that allowed him to do some very graceful slow motion stunning for us. Elena Lond and his wife, who had earlier shown us their compound box kite with the Superman windsock, also launched a large Greens of Burnley Stratoscoop type parafoil, mainly to hoist their Mermaid windsock, which is the mate to their Superman. After a little wrestling with the parafoil, they finally got the Mermaid off the ground.
Hi, I'm Rod Harden from Washington, D.C., California originally. My kite's a modified Dutch flare kite. I have to attribute Peter van Erkel of Amsterdam, Holland for this kite. I think it was originally his design, maybe modified from something he had seen. I saw his kite about 3 years ago and built one maybe 3 times, 4 times the size of his. His was built out of a much lighter weight ripstop nylon than mine. Mine's 1.5. His was something on the tune of 0.5 or 0.75. His had the same flopping characteristic about it. I could probably stabilize my kite with more lines on it, but it flies a very strange flight pattern. It folds up in a high wind and goes low angle and then climbs whenever the wind lightens up. It'll fly on a 3-knot wind up to about 30 knots.
Does it have a true crossbar or not really?
It has a true crossbar that goes the full length of it. That's 15.5 feet from side to side with approximately a 4-foot middle section.
Joe Schultz of Texas is the creator of these clever F-16 stunt kites. They flew very well in the stiff breezes on Thursday and Friday, and I understand that he's now mass producing these kites for retail.
Where's that?
In Clarksburg, Maryland, just about 40 miles from here.
All right. This string that you're holding to an imaginary kite, what kind of kite is that?
It's what we call a double Marshall kite. One of our standard production kites, twice as wide with a Maryland flag in the center.
In addition to Bruce's kite, the skies were full of sky candy for the entire fly. This rokaku, in case you don't read Japanese, has the symbols for good luck and good fortune. Although on the West Coast we see lots of Delta canines, this was the only one we saw in Washington. This Delta has the AKA logo emblazoned on its face. And there were giant flow forms, complete with spin sock tails. This kite's actually a gigantic version of a fighter kite. Of course, it's a little more stable in this size. And Peter Lynn had to launch his giant kites in train in order to try and lift the gigantic spin sock that he brought this year. This year's spin sock was 23 feet in diameter and about 125 feet long. It looks like you could fly an airplane into it. One of the real delights at kite festivals is the kites flown in train. And this train of Harper's Ferry Delta kites was flown by Oscar Bailey. Really nice kites, and they were looking very good, but he must have run afoul of someone else's lines, because the next thing we knew, his kites were taken off for the horizon. These parrot kites are the ones recently reviewed in Val Govig's Kite Lines magazine. This is yet another of the Flying Man windsocks we saw. There was some conjecture as to whether this one was a clown, or some people thought it looked like E.T. And once again, the giant spin sock rolling across the sky over everyone's head. Talk about ominous.
Cinda Shannon from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and this is a applique warrior. It is a traditional Japanese design done in modern materials, and he takes up about 30 hours to make.
And it's a modern rokaku?
Yes, it is. It's a rokaku. This won the Oriental category this year, 1987, and I'm real proud of it.
Won the category where?
At the Smithsonian Kite Festival, the 21st annual.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Roger Hyde with the Crystal Kite Company.
And who are these helpers of yours here?
I'm Scott. Tracy.
Tracy? Okay, what are the stunners that you have there?
Okay, well these are a new design, new stunt kite from the Crystal Kite Company.
Where's the Crystal Kite Company?
In La Habra, California.
Oh, okay.
And has a frame structure that at first glance seems a little eccentric, but has some lovely balance properties. We took several prizes in the events here with these the first time out.
There were so many competitors in the various stunt categories that the competition continued right straight through the entire event. This is one of the few stunt flyers that was flying the flexifoil type stunner. This is what happens when you try to run a 360-degree circle with a stunt kite and the wind's not quite right and your feet are not quite right. This is a combination of a dart and an Avenger. As incredible as the stunt competitions are, they're occasionally surpassed by the team stunt events. Some of their incredible antics are beyond belief. Don Tabor's unbeatable Hawaiian team again took top honors in the team stunt competition, but they flew so late in the day that it was too dark for a decent video. So we were asked by the convention organizers if we would go back into our file footage and show you their earlier award-winning performances. These scenes are from the efforts they turned in 1985 at the Long Beach, Washington Kite Festival and at a previous AKA convention held in San Diego.
Ladies and gentlemen, on competition field B, the Mama San's kite has been kidnapped by the Rainbow Warriors. They have the kite now. They're in total control. Oh, the Mama San's are running to the rescue. Here come the Mama San's. Look out, you guys. Here they come.